Republican presidential candidate Carly Fiorina thinks that she's scary to liberals. Watch.
There are a lot of liberals who find me kind of scary right now because I am doing really well in the polls, and horror of horrors, I am a conservative woman.
And let's just tick through a couple of those so you have the chance to respond. They were speaking first about a Washington Post piece that was just outraged that you had campaign debt, they claim, from your Senate 2010 campaign that didn't get paid off by your campaign. And Guy Benson offered an opinion online saying, I remember the Washington Post doing a similar article, front page article, about Hillary Clinton's failure to pay off her Oh, wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. But they're very interested in your campaign's failure. Having said that, is it true? Did you not pay off the debt?
All right, so that's a good question by Megyn Kelly. Did you not pay off that debt? Well, let me get to that in a minute here, but I just want to address the liberals I'm kind of scary to liberals. No, actually, you're not. In fact, I think the only people that are scared of Carly Fiorina are the 30,000 people that Carly Fiorina laid off and fired after driving essentially her job at HP, the company, into the ground. Now, and as far as her staffers, well, they're the ones who should be afraid. Now let's go to that article, and you'll see why. Now, according to a piece in the Washington Post, Carly Fiorina waited until January, a few months before announcing her 2016 presidential bid, to settle most of her more than 30 invoices outstanding for her last campaign, a total of about $500,000, so she owed about $500,000. And she was quicker to reimburse herself the $1.3 million she had actually lent her campaign. So she lends her campaign $1.3 million, and, you know, she loses, and she's quicker to pay herself back than the people who actually worked for her. Oh, that's nice. Priorities, right? Now, a normal person who's actually a decent person will actually be like, okay, I have to pay these debts before I pay myself back. No, Carly's like, nope, I'm paying myself. Fuck everybody else. We're going to wait. Now, on the people that she took forever to pay, the Washington Post gets into this. Several contractors told the Post about their difficulty in getting paid. John Seaton, the managing partner of East Meridian Strategies, was paid half of his $18,000 bill for making campaign mailers. Now, interestingly enough, John Seaton now works for Lindsey Graham. So, he's working for Lindsey Graham. Who knows how much he's getting paid, if anything. Now, he said he has still not received the other half, according to the Post. Jennifer Van Luizen, who did surveys for the Fiorina campaign, wasn't paid the remaining $7,500 he was owed until this year. After her pollster, Joe Shumate, died a month before Election Day, his widow was also left waiting for $30,000. So this guy died. This guy died of a heart attack. And he was a pollster, right? They found him basically in a pile surrounded by all the different polls of Carly Fiorina. Died of a heart attack. Ouch. Not good. Now, Martin Wilson, Fiorina's former campaign manager, told the Post, occasionally I'd call her up and saying, hey, you know, you should pay the people who work for you, you know? And according to him, she just wouldn't. She didn't want to pay them. Oh, why should I pay those? They're losers. I'm going to get to that later. Asked about the quote, Fiorina said, I have no idea what you're talking about. What, me? Not pay people? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about that. I don't deal with that. Okay. Now, who does deal with that? Well, John Cross, who was the operations director for her Senate campaign. Now, he said, people are just upset and angry and throwing her under the bus. If we didn't win, why do you deserve to get paid? If you don't succeed in business, you shouldn't be the first one to step up and complain about getting paid. Oh, that's ironic. Very, very ironic. But first, Megyn Kelly is going to ask her about the difficulties of being a conservative woman. Now let's listen to this.
Do you think as a conservative woman, it's harder for you? Because I'm just looking at this New York Times article from last week talking, this is the quote, it's so weird. This is somebody who watched the last debate. She looks like one of us, but she's not. This is some woman who doesn't like your stance on Planned Parenthood. I mean, the media, they don't exactly love conservative women.
Well, exactly. That is the point, Megyn, after all. I mean, look, we know that most of the media is very liberal, and we know that liberal women have trouble accepting that there are many, many women who don't agree with them. And in fact, it's liberal women, unfortunately, who believe that unless you follow their orthodoxy, Rachel Maddow is one, but Hillary Clinton is one as well. I mean, she's the one who said about Joni Ernst, when Joni Ernst was running for the Senate, she said, well, it's not enough to be a woman. You have to be a woman who believes. And then she went through her litany of liberal orthodoxy. Actually, note to Democrat Party, we're half the nation. And so our views differ, just like men's views differ. And yes, I think I am distinctly horrifying to liberals that I am a conservative woman who right now, head to head, beats Hillary Clinton soundly.
It's the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party. When you say Democrat Party, you sound like an idiot. You're not actually making a good point about the Democratic Party. You just sound like an idiot, and you're going against good grammar, and actually you make baby Jesus cry. I'm just saying. Now, second, I'm going to go back to that campaign manager, John Cross, for a second here. If you do the work, you deserve to get paid. End of story. You do the work for the campaign, you're supposed to get paid by the campaign. Time is money, asshole. Campaigns are not free. I'm just saying. You owe that money to your workers, you better fucking pay them, whether or not you lost. And third, I should say, I love the irony in that statement. If you do not succeed in business, you shouldn't complain about getting paid. Says the guy defending someone that literally drove her company into the ground and emerged with a golden parachute worth millions of dollars. I gotta ask, did she not fail at business? Does driving your company into what do you have to do to fail at business? Is driving your company into the ground not enough? Is that what's going on? This is the opposite of success. And by that logic, Carly Fiorina should have gotten nothing. Nothing, because she was an absolute unmitigated failure at HP. I'm just saying. Now, finally, let's be fair about Hillary Clinton. She brings up Hillary Clinton mockingly in the first part of that interview, first part of that clip, where, oh, Hillary Clinton... then the Washington Post didn't talk about her debts. Well, it's because there's no there, right? Clinton did take a while to pay off her debts, to be fair. However, her debts, now, when it comes to her debts, there is no evidence that she was actively trying to avoid paying off her debts. Now, as I said, it took her a while, but remember, she was at a deficit of $25 million when she bowed out in 2008. That is significantly more than $500,000 that Carly Fiorina owed. So, big difference, 25 million versus 500,000. Huge fucking difference. It's understandable that it took her 4 years to pay it off, but Carly Fiorina, she just started paying it off, and I should say she finally, for the most part, paid it off a couple months before she started running for president. That's a political motive. I'm just saying, that's a political motive. Why is it that on the right that we see staffers fucked over by different campaigns? You remember the Romney campaign? On the day Romney lost, where he was supposed to win by a landslide if you're talking about Karl Rove, on the day Romney lost, he immediately canceled his credit cards, right? And literally stranded his staffers without a cab. They had no cab fare to go home. They had to use their own money. Which up until that certain point, that was covered. That was a campaign expenditure. Now you could argue like, yeah, but the campaign's over. Why should they? Well, at least don't be a dick. The whole issue is don't be a fucking dick. Let them go home. Let them take a cab home and then cancel it. Don't be a dick. Don't screw over your staffers, really. If a candidate on the left did the same fucking thing, we would absolutely go after them. They would be pilloried. Rightly so.